Self-belief, those two simple words hold the key to unlocking a life filled with purpose, passion, and possibility. I stand before you today not as someone who had an easy start in life, but as someone who learned through trial and error to believe in the impossible. You see, I was born without arms and legs. For many, that's where the story would end. Limitations, struggles, and endless I can't. But for me, that was where the story began. It wasn't easy, and it didn't happen overnight. There were tears, pain, and countless moments of doubt. But at some point, I realized that the only limits I truly faced were the ones I set for myself. And that realization changed everything. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you believed in yourself wholeheartedly? Not halfway, not maybe I can, but with an unshakable conviction that no matter what obstacles stood in your way, you could overcome them. Self-belief is not about arrogance. It's about understanding your worth. It's about recognizing that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, designed with a unique purpose. You may not always feel like it, but the truth is, the seeds of greatness are already within you. Your job is to nurture them, even when life gives you every reason to doubt. I've met people from all walks of life, athletes, entrepreneurs, students, and parents, each carrying their own burdens. And you know what separates those who rise above from those who remain stuck? It's not talent. It's not resources, it's belief. Those who succeed believe in their ability to adapt, grow, and persevere, even when the odds seem impossible. I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying it's worth it. When I was a kid, I hated being different. I wanted so badly to be like everyone else, to play soccer, to ride a bike, to do all the things my friends could do. But I couldn't. And for a long time I thought, why me? That question haunted me. But over time I began to see a shift. Instead of asking, why me, I started asking, what now? What can I do with the life I've been given? How can I use my challenges as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks? That shift in perspective was only possible because I began to believe that my life had meaning, even if it didn't look like everyone else's. Self-belief isn't about denying your challenges, it's about facing them with courage. It's saying, yes, this is hard, but I am harder. Yes, this mountain is steep, but I am a climber. You don't have to have all the answers, and you don't have to get it right the first time. Self-belief is not about perfection, it's about perseverance. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall 100 times before they take their first step. Do they give up after the first fall? Of course not. Why? Because they haven't yet learned the lie that failure is final. They don't see falling as a reason to stop, they see it as part of the process. Imagine if we all lived like that, if we saw every failure as a lesson, every setback as a setup for a comeback. I remember the first time I spoke in front of a crowd, I was terrified. My mind raced with questions. What if they judge me? What if I mess up? What if I'm not enough? But then I realized that my fear was rooted in a lack of belief in myself. I decided that day to step out in faith, to believe that my story mattered, that my voice could make a difference. And you know what? It did. Not because I was perfect, but because I was willing to try. Self-belief doesn't mean you'll never feel fear. It means you won't let fear stop you. It's the quiet voice that says, I will try again tomorrow. It's the determination to keep going when the road gets rough. And trust me, the road will get rough. Life will test you in ways you never imagined. But those tests are where your strength is forged. You might be thinking, Nick, you don't know my struggles. You don't know what I've been through, and you're right, I don't. But here's what I do know: you have survived 100% of your worst days. You are still here, still breathing, still fighting. That is proof of your resilience. That is evidence that you are capable of more than you realize. Self-belief starts with small steps. It's not about leaping to the top of the mountain in one bound. It's about taking one step at a time. Maybe today your step is just getting out of bed. Maybe it's sending that email, making that call, or forgiving yourself for a past mistake. Or whatever it is, take that step. And then another. And another. Because each small victory builds momentum, and momentum builds belief. I've seen it time and time again. When people believe in themselves, they achieve things they never thought possible. I've met individuals who started businesses with nothing but an idea and a dream, athletes who've defied injuries to reach the top, and parents who've raised incredible children against all odds. Their stories are not fairy tales, they are proof of what's possible when you refuse to give up. One of my favorite quotes is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right, your mindset shapes your reality. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, you'll find every reason to believe it. But if you tell yourself you are capable, you'll start to see opportunities where there once were obstacles. So my challenge to you today is this: dare to believe in yourself. Dare to dream bigger, to try harder, to live fuller. Don't let the world's doubts become your doubts. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who remind you of your worth, and who encourage you to keep going. And most importantly, be that person for yourself. Speak life over your dreams. Speak hope over your future. You are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or your limitations. You are defined by how you choose to rise above them. You are not here by accident. Your life has meaning, your story has power, and your potential is limitless. Believe it, live it. And watch as the world around you changes, not because it became easier, but because you became stronger. Self-belief is the key that unlocks every door. So hold on to it tightly, guard it fiercely, and never let it go. Because when you believe in yourself, there's nothing you can't achieve.